What's good, YouTube? My name's Ali, I'm 19 years old, and this is my very first video on this channel, and hopefully the first of many, many more, inshallah. So what's the purpose of this video? It's just so the reason I'm making this video is kind of as a reference video for those who choose to follow me and watch me in the future, inshallah, because videos like these don't really get that many views, they don't get that many people watching. Obviously, who's going to watch a video by some 19-year-old who hasn't done much in his life called A New Beginning? No one does, right? So I kind of want to place this as a reference video for those who choose to follow me in the future, inshallah, when I've actually accomplished some of the things I am setting out to accomplish now. And also at the same time, this kind of serves as an introduction for those who will follow me right now in the next couple of videos or in the next couple of months, inshallah. So that's basically the whole purpose of this video. And I kind of just want to lay out what the channel is, who am I, what I've done, where I'm going, and stuff like that, right? Because I feel like it's good to have something like that when you actually start, so people have a reference of where you actually came from when you get to the point where you want to get to, inshallah. Geez, where do I even start? So to get things started and get into the flow of things, one of my biggest passions in life is fitness. That's something that is extremely, extremely dear to me, and not something I'm willing to let go of at any point in my life, unless Allah has other plans for me. Basically, I got started in around 2020. That's when I first began my fitness journey, when I was 14 years old. And I was very, very insecure of the way I looked, because my stomach would basically bulge out of my shirt, and that would make me super, super insecure of how I looked like. Luckily, at the same time, COVID-19 hit as well, so I had nothing to do. I was stuck at home. I was like, let's start exercising, let's start figuring out this workout thing. And so I just began with normal home workouts. I had like this barbell, as you can see right here. I would do some squats with this. I would try and do some bent over rows and stuff like that, but never really stuck to it consistently. And it was only in around December 2020 when I truly committed to my fitness journey. I was like, I'm gonna make this happen, inshallah. And that's exactly what happened. A year later, this is what it looked like, December 2021. And it was the biggest transformation of my entire life. It changed my life in so many ways, so many ways, which is why I love fitness so much, because it's such a beautiful thing in my opinion. By no means was I big, right? I wasn't big whatsoever. I didn't have much muscle, but I was lean. And I felt confident about myself because I had like veins going down my arms. I had veins going on my abs even at certain times of the day. And it just made me so much more confident. It made me feel so much better about myself. And I actually was able to accomplish something, which made me so happy about myself. But what ended up happening after that point was I just did not make much progress whatsoever. As you can clearly see by my physique right now, I had what you would call workout ADHD. I would constantly switch up my workouts. My habits were not in line with my goals. I would even constantly be switching up my goals. I want to bulk, I want to cut, I want to bulk, I want to cut. And because of that, I never really was able to make tremendous amounts of progress that you would expect from someone who has been training since 2020, right? Or I won't say training, who has been working out since 2020, but has only trained for a year to a year and a half. So I basically spent 2022, 2023, all of that in maintenance mode. Yeah, I guess you could say. And I did make some gains, as you can see on screen right now, but it wasn't something significant, you know what I mean? It was just a result of natural weight gain. And even the first half of 2024, I didn't make much progress in fitness at all. Again, it wasn't really a priority. I was doing other things. I was trying different business models like copywriting, ghostwriting, etc. And that took the priority for me at the time, which is why, again, I didn't make any progress. But in May to June 2024, that's when I realized, holy, my physique looks terrible. It's the exact same as it was 2 years ago. So I was like, I feel super insecure about myself because of this physique, and so I'm gonna push myself. I'm gonna once and for all build my dream physique. And so I started to push for it. I started to make progress. I was eating more, training hard, sleeping enough, until I basically had an injury, a big injury that would set me back a whole year. And that injury was a rotator cuff tear. I tore my rotator cuff, my supraspinatus tendon, whilst I was playing badminton. And because of that, I just could not train the way I wanted to. So I invested in a coach who specializes in this stuff. His name is Rad Burmeister. He's based in Australia, fantastic coach. I've been working with him for a whole year now, and this is probably gonna be my last month working with him. But we started off so basic. Literally, I'm talking 3 kilogram dumbbell presses, 3 kilogram dumbbell rows. I wasn't able to do much. I wasn't able to hang. I wasn't able to do push-ups. I wasn't able to lift heavy weight. I wasn't able to do anything that I was able to do before. And obviously that took a big toll on me mentally, because I was like, bro, this fitness thing, like in my friend group, I'm known as a fitness guy, right? So and my identity was so fully attached to that I was like, bro, I can't. But then قدر الله ما شاء فعل, Allah decrees what He will. So that rehab journey was long. It took me so long to get to a point where I could do overhead pressing, pull-ups, bench, rows and stuff like that. It took me a long time to get to it. And so during this rehab journey, I really couldn't train the way I wanted to. I couldn't train hard. I couldn't train to a close proximity to failure and make the gains I wanted to make. So basically I was set back by pretty much a whole year. Hence I look like this now and I don't have any gains whatsoever. And it's only now after a full year of rehab that I am now dabbling with training 2 to 3 reps in reserve. So basically training 2 to 3 reps shy from actual failure, which is like the minimum you should be pushing for building muscle. I'm slowly getting into that range consistently, but again, I'm not super consistent because I don't want to push all of a sudden and then get a flare up like I did during my rehab that set me back 2 months as well. So that's basically one of my biggest goals, to build my dream physique, which looks something like this. And to many people, building a physique, an aesthetic physique, it seems a lot about vanity. It seems a lot about, oh my God, this guy is so narcissistic. But to me, it's such a beautiful thing. Like, think about it. Allah gave you a body and He gave you the ability to actually sculpt that body into however you wish it to be. That is unheard of for any other creature, for any other species that has been created by Allah Azza wa Jalla. It's only for humans. You can literally use the gym, use weights, use calisthenics, use whatever form of resistance that you like to create a physique that you genuinely desire. It's like creating your own character in a video game. That's exactly how you can make it. And even with legs, I struggled to train them consistently for so long, simply because of the fact that my knees were messed up. I ran a half marathon earlier this year that really messed up my knee. And even before that, I used to play soccer, but I would never warm up. So basically my knees just are messed up, right? So slowly and steadily getting back into intense leg training means a lot to me. So that's like one of my biggest goals. Bodybuilding, physique, lifting. I absolutely love it, and hopefully I'm fully recovered. Hopefully I can get into that failure training threshold and I can start bulking up and I can start really focus on building muscle in the next month, 1 to 2 months. And that's going to be such an epic journey, inshallah, because I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It means so much to me. The fact that I've survived a full year of rehab just to be able to train, I think that is a testament to how much I actually love the sport. However, as I mentioned before, one of the biggest things that has held me back for so long in terms of making the progress I want to make in my fitness, in my iman, right, my connection with Allah Azza wa Jal, progress in terms of business have been my mindset and my habits. Those two things, as cliche as it may sound, I don't know how many times you've even heard this online, but I swear it plays such a major role. Because I wanted to make progress in fitness for so long, but I just did not have the habits that were required for me on a day-to-day and week-to-week basis to make progress in that realm. Because think about it, I wasn't eating enough every single day. I was constantly changing up my workout programs, right? And when you do that, you don't really give your body the time to acclimate to one single thing. And so you never really make progress. And it's like switching up your job every single month. You're not really going to make that much progress in your skills because you aren't giving yourself enough time in the game. Or it's like changing your business model every single week. You're not going to make progress in any of them. I wasn't sleeping enough either, and that's still something I struggle with, right? Sleeping super late, waking up super late, not having a consistent sleep schedule. It's something I struggle with a lot. And obviously sleep is crucial for building muscle. So this is how my habits held me back from making the progress I wanted to make in my fitness journey. And similar thing with business, right? I used to do ghostwriting, copywriting. I never really made a lot of progress in that. I made a bunch of money, but I never really made money consistently simply because of the fact that my habits and my mindset were absolutely trash. And even with my deen, right, I was learning Arabic, then I stopped, then I started again, then I stopped, all because I did not have the mindset that was required to make progress, and I did not have the habits to put that mindset into fruition. And I used to get stuck in ruts a lot. Like, I'm talking a lot. Every single week, every single 2 weeks, I'd be stuck in a rut. Every single weekend, I'd be stuck in a rut. I'd be scrolling for hours. I'd be playing lots and lots of video games. I'd be again sleeping super late, waking up super late, just feeling like an absolute shell of the person I know I could be. And obviously these things stopped me from reaching the goals that I had because I was not able to consistently do the work necessary to get to that point. And honestly speaking, this is something I've struggled for the past 3.5 years. It's only now that I'm starting to slowly get more and more consistent with the things I need to be doing every single day to get to the goals I have right now. And so a lot of what you're going to see on this channel is going to be related to building habits, building the right mindset, creating a new identity, becoming a new version of yourself, becoming the greatest version of yourself that you aspire to be, because these things are fundamental to you achieving the things that you want to achieve by the will of Allah. That's something that I'm super passionate about, and I really care a lot about it, because it's just something that if I nailed 3.5 years ago, I would have been in such a different position by now. But again, It was Allah's choice, and that's it. So fitness, habits, building right mindset, becoming the version of myself that I want to be. These are things that I'm really focused on right now at this point in time, and achieving the things that I do want to achieve in the future, inshallah. And if, by the way, if you can't tell by now, I am Muslim. I don't know where that came from, but that's also something I'm really focused on: building my connection with Allah, building my iman, building my knowledge, because obviously this is the most important thing by far. I'm not going to dive deep into that because obviously I don't have any credibility to do that, but again, wherever it makes sense for me to share, I'm going to share. So yeah, what I want this channel to be is basically a documentation of my fitness journey, my habits, my mindset, right? And me slowly and steadily becoming the version of myself I want to become in the future, inshallah. Because I know for a fact, if I fully rely upon Allah and I do the work, I put in the work, I do the reps, I do what is required, I put in the hours necessary every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year to get to the point where I want to get to, then inshallah it's only a matter of time before I get to that point. And inshallah I know in a few years I'm going to be at a point where I am jacked, I have my dream physique, I have a strong mindset, I have bulletproof habits, right? They don't break. I know that for a fact, inshallah, because I'm going to keep putting in the effort. I'm going to keep working, because what else is there to do, right? What am I going to do? Sit on my butt, just complain about how difficult life is, just complain about what's happening in this ummah? I'm not going to do that, right? Nothing gets better by you complaining. It only gets better by you taking action, no matter how small it may be. I just want this channel to be a living documentation of every single bit of that, right? I want to share things that have worked for me, things that have not worked for me, things that have helped me a lot, things that haven't helped me. I want to share the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the victories, the losses, the challenges I face, the problems I face on the path towards my goals. And because every single time I look at someone who has made it, I don't like the word made it, you never make it, bro. But whenever I look at someone like that and I'm able to see their journey from where they started to where they are now, it's always so inspiring, but it's also so valuable because I can watch those videos, I can read those tweets, I can go through that whole catalog of videos of information that they have, and I can learn from that, right? I can see what they were doing when they were in a similar situation to me, and then I can take bits and pieces that apply to me and just fast track my progress because I have information from someone who's already been there. So that's exactly what I hope to do with this channel, right? It's just a documentation of the whole journey, from me going from where I'm right now to where I want to be and where I will be, inshallah, in the future. And I had a channel before this as well. I've been making YouTube videos since I was a child. I remember doing water bottle flips and soccer challenges and all that stuff, just out of love for it, just out of passion, just out of love for the game. And that's exactly the way to make progress. And so a year and a half ago, I made a channel and I built that to around 1,100 subscribers, alhamdulillah. But the thing is that this channel did not feel like me. I was being someone I wasn't practicing what I preach, I was being a hypocrite, I was feeling like an imposter because I wasn't taking action upon the things I actually preach. I was trying to be this authoritative person even though I hadn't done crap. I hadn't done anything to get to that point, right? So I abandoned that, and this is a fresh start. I hope that me sharing this journey, doing this work, it creates an impact. It helps people, change themselves. It inspires people to change themselves. And it holds me accountable, obviously, because if I'm putting myself out in public, then I need to live up to what I'm saying. I need to have the highest standards for myself, which is scary, which is daunting. And and there's a voice in my head that says, don't say this out loud because you might not be able to hold yourself up to that point, but there is no choice when you actually put yourself in that situation, you know what I mean? So I hope that this channel actually helps inspire people, it pushes people to become better, to become, a better version of themselves, and to achieve the things that they want to achieve, right? In this world and in the next, inshallah, because what else is there to life, man? What else is there to life, right? I hope in the future we have a community of people who are of Muslims who are killing it, who are just changing the game, inshallah, because that would be just fantastic. That would be amazing, bro. And obviously it begins with me actually putting out content that is valuable, that's actually a good use of your time to watch. So I hope to accomplish that. So, man, I feel excited for this channel, bro. That's all I can say. Like I feel excited towards getting jacked. I feel excited towards, becoming my best version. I feel excited towards learning Arabic. I feel excited towards building a business. I feel excited towards just pursuing personal development, fitness, habits, mindset, deen, everything. Because what else is there to life? What else is there to life, bro? Except just pushing yourself and seeing what you're capable of. There's this fantastic quote I read by Junior, absolute killer. It goes something like, what a privilege it is to exhaust yourself in a challenge that you chose yourself, if that makes sense. Like, what a privilege it is to exhaust yourself in a challenge that you chose for yourself. That's exactly what I'm here to do. That being said, I hope that this somewhat inspired you in some way, shape, or form, whether you're 40, trying to be a better role model for your kids, whether you're 25, trying to max out your stats, whether you're 30, trying to make the biggest comeback of your life, whatever it may be. I hope that this has inspired you to take action and to become a better version of yourself, inshallah. That being said, I will catch you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.